All right, y'all. Welcome back. All right, I want to share with y'all three things, or more. They're more so habits in particular that have bettered my life, and I'm gonna split them up in three categories. One talking about mind, one about body, and another about spirit. But we just gonna go ahead and get into it. I guess this could start off. We're gonna kick it off with our body, because that's what we're doing right now. We're walking. We're outside getting some steps in. Walking is probably the best thing that I've done for me, habit-wise. Trying to get. We're not even. I'm not even gonna say reaching for a walking or a step goal. That's we're not even gonna get into that. Just moving your body more often. Doing certain things, incorporating mobility drills. Deep squat, stretching, just doing stuff to move your body, keep everything lubricated, keep everything moving like how it's supposed to be moving. Especially with me being in a gym as much as I am, I don't want to be just bulky and blocky. I feel like I have some sort of blockage. No, I want to be nimble. I want to be able to move around still. I want to be able to jump around. I want to be flexible. I want to remain loose. Because when you bulk up, when you are in the gym putting on muscle, the body or the flexibility part, the movement, the mobility part gets overlooked. And when you start bulking and bulking and bulking, you just like a rock. That's why it's like a lot of bigger dudes are slow, but a lot of people that are small and lightweight, they nimble, they can run around, they agility, right? I want to be a perfect blend of both. I want to be big, or I want to be stronger. I want to have some sort of muscle in my body, but I still want to be quick enough. I still want to run. I still want to be able to move around. I don't want to be put into a box once I get bulky or once I start getting bigger. I want to still be able to move around, still be nimble. And another plus to that your muscles kind of lengthen out, so you get your muscles kind of get bigger on accident with you stretching, right? If you're able to gain strength with your mobility, that's a cheat code. If you're able to be mobile and have some sort of weight, implement a little bit of weight, you're able to be mobile and strong. That's like a cheat code. That's 2 in 1. And something else I'm gonna talk about is consumption, because consumption plays a big part into each category: mind, spirit, and your body. But consuming things, obviously, for your body is what you're eating. Think about the things that you're eating, because there's certain things that you can't eat that'll make you feel sluggish. Certain things that you can eat that'll make you feel springy, that'll make you feel light. And you gotta be weary of that. You gotta watch what you're consuming and what time you're eating certain things, because, like, for example, me, I don't really eat breakfast like that. I haven't ate breakfast really in years. You know what I'm saying? But if I do eat breakfast, it'll be, probably some eggs or some fruit or something, and that'll really be it. Or it'll really just be eggs, and then that'll hold me over until I feel hungry again. But y'all see all that? Well, them birds just flocking and just, anyway. Breakfast, if you think of breakfast now, especially in America, you think of biscuits, croissants, you know what I'm saying, English muffins and all that. You think all that's a carb, that's bread. So essentially that, in my case, it slows me down in a way. It makes you feel full. It makes you feel as if something is in you already. You know what I'm saying? But when you get some fruit and get some eggs, you feel full, but you don't feel bloated. You feel full, but you don't feel lethargic. You don't feel tired. You don't feel like you're making more effort to try to do the things that you would have done, right? So you got to be wary of what you're consuming, because certain things can feel, because food is fuel, right? I've been starting to look at food like that. Food is fuel, right? That's how I've been looking at it recently. You see him on that bike? But I've been looking at, food is fuel. There's certain things that you got to put into your tank in order for your car to function properly. If you're not putting the right things in your tank, you're gonna be on the side of the road in the grass, and you're gonna be done up. But if you eating the right things, you're always gonna be able to move. You're always gonna be able to function. So you have to be wary of what you're eating, because there's certain things that'll pour into you, and there's certain things that'll take you out the game, bro. You got to be real careful. Another category, number 2, we're gonna go ahead and get into the mind category. This is where really everything ties into this category, but there are certain things you can do specifically for this category, if that makes sense. Like, for example, one out here, look at this. I'm in no man's land, but if you if you're looking at the undertone of where I am right now, there's a lack of distraction. You see what I'm saying? Even though it's two flocks of birds in the air fighting, there's kids over there screaming at the water park, there's a lack of distractions right here. You see what I'm saying? That just, when I'm out here, everything kind of levels itself, and I'm able to just think about things that probably wouldn't be able to get into my head because I'm in distractions. You know, with being at work, you know, I'm a mechanic. I work on cars. It's always something loud smacking against something else loud, and there's always metal clanging, clashing, and obstruction every time I'm at work. You see what I'm saying? So it's important, especially for me, you know, to get out here and just make sure I'm able to level myself, to just ground myself. And a lot of the times, it's not even out here. When we coming out here walking and you see how it looks pretty, yeah, I'm out here. No, I'm not performing, bro. A lot of the times, it's not me coming out here walking and you seeing all the grassy plain and you seeing the nature and it looks good. A lot of times, it's not that. A lot of the times, it's me driving back home in silence, just being quiet. You know what I'm saying? No music, nothing playing. A lot of the times it's just me driving back home with just me, my thoughts, and God. Just being able to think about whatever's on my brain, and not letting no music kind of clog up the empty. Stillness. Being silent, being quiet, being able to regulate yourself is important, bro. And like I was saying about consumption, it plays a big part in each category. What you're consuming with your mind, first of all, let's just think, right? Everything that you've ever seen ever has made you into the person that you are right now. Whether that be good or bad, the negative traits or the positive traits. So if you are able to filter out or stop the negative traits from coming in as much as they are with the certain habits that you've picked up that has allowed them to come in, right? You putting up a fence, not a wall. Nobody's perfect. There's not going to be one person on this earth that has no negative trait, right? But if you're able to build a fence to let good things in and let the bad things do whatever they want to do, instead of building a wall and just shut yourself off from emotions completely, build a fence, right? And like I was saying, what you consuming certain things, that may be what you're watching, what you're listening to. In this case, is what you're watching can influence you. Even this can influence you to go do something better, than what you've been doing. That's kind of the goal, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to influence y'all to go shoot nobody or go beat nobody up just cause he looked at you wrong, or like, life is bigger than beating people up because they stepped on your shoes, bro. It's bigger than that. So hopefully the message that I'm pushing is making y'all want to go get outside and do something. But what you're watching is real important. That's what you're listening to as well. Not just when I say what you're consuming, I don't just mean what you're eating. I mean what you're watching, what you're listening to, because that all plays a big influence to the person that you become. What you're listening to is one thing that I've really had to kind of adjust for my mind, right, for this category, because what you can listen to can influence you to do some of the stupidest things ever, especially in this day and age. You listen to hip-hop rap, first of all, no, you don't have the same life as any hip-hop artist, any rapper. So the things that they are rapping about, you trying to go do them, it's a fake persona, first of all, and then a lot of the times it's just not good for you anyway. I'm not finna be messing with a bunch of girls. I'm not tricking. I'm not spending money on women just to have them. Nah, bro, I'm cool. Like, I'm not partaking in none of that stuff. And once you get to a certain level in life, you elevate a little bit, you realize, like, why am I listening to this? Or why am I consuming this? Now, I'm not saying don't cut on a rap song, because never will I ever get on here and try to portray the perfect person. I listen to rap every now and then too, right? But the key word that I mentioned earlier was to adjust. Adjust this. It just has to be adjusted. Filters, right? Filter in the good, let out the bad. You can listen to a rap song, just not as much. Maybe listen to one song and not the whole album. You see what I'm saying? Filter it. One thing that you can't filter out this stuff for, though, is just silence completely. Right, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Just silence. Just complete, just stillness. It gives you the clarity, it gives you the peace that you've been looking for in every other area, bro. Now, we talked about body, we talked about mind. Now, before we get into talking about the habit that I do for kind of my spirit, if you enjoyed the video so far, you know what I'm saying, like the video, if you want to see more things similar to this, just let me know, because the feedback is very appreciated and is valued, right? And it's going to get looked at. I appreciate the constructive criticism. I'm not one that to look at criticism and feel as if you're talking about me. Nah, whole mindset shift. I'm beyond that. I understand that this is something that I can use to make the channel better. So y'all feedback is valued and the support is appreciated, bro. Now this is like the bridge between mind and spirit. I'm gonna call it the peace category. This is an add-on. This is a bonus to the video. I wasn't gonna really talk about this, but it just came up. I want to talk about that because if you are not able to sit still, you know, I mentioned the stillness. We was talking about mind, the habit I use for my mind. We mentioned stillness. It's important that you have that, because peace becomes easier when you're able to sit still. When you're able to be quiet, when you're able to just let things come to you instead of rushing everything. The world too chaotic for you to be a part of it, bro. Stand out, be alone, stand alone, be the peace, right? The world too stupid, the world too chaotic. The world already got too many people doing real stupid stuff. Why would I be on here trying to tell you to be one of them? And why would I? Come on, bro. So when you peaceful, you get to see like stuff like this, it becomes cool. It becomes pretty regular, right? Let me show y'all this, bro. Like this part of the bridge where I'm at, things like this become real regular, real calm, real normal, because you're able to sit here and be calm. Your nervous system is grounded enough to be able to come look at stuff like this. Right? Just soak it in. Just soak it in, bro. And it take a lot of work to get to the level where you can just come out here and chill. It take a lot of work, bro, because the world too stirred up, bro. So if you could take the time to be still, to be calm, to listen to yourself, to let your thoughts cycle through your head instead of filling it up with mindlessness and brain rot and all that stuff, bro, you'll enjoy doing things like this. Now, last but not least, the spirit category, right? Now we're back in the car because we're about to wrap it up, but I thought I would save the best for last. For me, in this spirit category, every morning for the past, I believe like 2 months maybe, what I've been doing is waking up, reading this devotional, and writing whatever comes to my mind. And a lot of the times it's the same thing. It's me just saying, I trust you, God. I trust you, God. I trust you. Know, I can say I trust you, God, for like a week straight in here, but that's just what would be on my head. A lot of the things in here is repeated. You know what I'm saying? Just to show y'all one, let me see. You know, in day 29, I said, I know that you're with me, guys, so I'm letting go of any worry or doubt because I trust in you. I'm pretty sure at that time, I know what was on my head. Like, it was just a lot in my brain that now I feel like I'm in a stage of just trusting God, and there's a lot that I would want, that I'm trusting God with. So I'm just letting it go, just letting them figure it out. You know, just, you know, writing things that I'm thankful for. I'm thanking God for my intelligence, my senses, my huge heart, because I have an amazing heart when it comes to just love and just for people in general. You know, I'm telling God I'm trusting Him in my plan. I'm trusting Him with the plan for my life. You know, strengthen my faith in Him, Lord. Strengthen my faith in you, Lord. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. It's a lot of I trust yous in here, but I'm on tomorrow will be day 65 of me writing this devotional. Yeah, just waking up every morning, trying to start off the morning with God instead of starting off the morning with this box, with this rectangle right here that I'm recording on. Starting the morning off with that. Starting the morning off with thanking God that I'm even seeing, that I'm even able to open my eyes and look around, right? Thanking God for that, because that's what's been most important. Now, I know I got to talk about some level of consumption in this category as well, because this might be the most prominent category for certain things like consumption, because there could be a lot that can distract you and get you off course from thinking about God. Like, you can, really the whole world, ain't like this whole world, really, like anything can distract you, bro. So just me even taking the time just to, before I open the phone, before I reply to any messages, before I even check an email, before I even see what notification will pop on my phone first, I'll make sure that I get into this devotion. Shout out my grandma, she gave me this. So shout out my grandma. But yeah, with consumption though, you gotta be real careful of, because there's a lot. The music, bro, I'm gonna just talk about what you listen to, because a lot of music is not tailored towards Christianity, right? And a lot of music blatantly promotes the opposite. Having a lot of women engaging in sex all the time with a bunch of women at once. They don't care, just at once, all together, right? Doing whatever, drinking, smoking, partying, putting your energy where it ain't supposed to be, right? A lot of music engages in the opposite of that. So what you are listening to is real important, and it's important to not let it control a decision that you would make, not to let it influence anything. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I was saying, with filter it into silence, or instead of listening to music all the time, go to the gym, cut on an audiobook, listen to a podcast, listen to someone speak motivationally, something. All you have to do is filter it out, bro. It's one of those easier said than done things. I think a lot of things in life is like that, but once you try it and you build your capacity for it, it's going to become real easy, bro. But those are some of the habits that have changed my life the most that I've incorporated recently with me growing as a grown man. Now, I'm not a kid no more, so it's certain things that I got to do intentionally, because I'm not going to get no handout, right? I'm a grown man now. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, write, comment. Let me know if any of these habits are similar to some of the ones that you have, bro. Let's just get in the comments and let's just kick it. Let's just rap. Let's just talk to each other about these, because certain things that the things that I mentioned in this video could be the exact same things that someone else does, but they do it a little bit differently with their twist, their spice on it. So, right, we can talk about it in the comments. Let's just yap. You see what I'm saying? Look, I appreciate all y'all for rocking with me, bro. If y'all want some of the vlogs this week, they're gonna be coming, right? Just let me know. The vlog's gonna be there. Yeah, bro. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Y'all go take care of yourself. Go eat good, because I'm about to do the same thing, bro.